Well, guys, welcome back to my channel. I know it's been quite a long time since I've spoken and updated the channel. I'm gonna be honest with you, I was quite burnt out with the game. I was at a point where I was literally hating the game, and I would be tilted before the game even started. So, yeah, I was getting close to like perma deleting the game. I actually took a month off the game. Literally, I stopped playing League of Legends, and when I came back about in February, I stopped playing Azir, so I didn't record my games or uploaded anything. So yeah, that's about it. So this is gonna be the rundown of this video. I needed a notepad or else I'll be going all over the place. Just to remind me what should I talk about. Yeah, thanks for sticking around, guys. When you're watching this, I don't know how to add the timestamps, so you might need to just hear me out, I guess. Yeah, first I'll share about my solo queue journey. Right now I'm at gold 4, around 50 LP, but my MMR is fucked because my journey was pretty bad. I was trolling 99% of the time. Yeah. Uh, so I started at gold 4 after my placements. I think it was the 6 out of 10 games won. And I landed myself in gold 4 and I climbed all the way up to gold 2 with I think 60-ish% win rate. And then the burnout struck me. Um, Suddenly I just lost the feel to play the game and I ended up going straight down back to gold 4, 0 LP with a negative win rate of, I think it was, the worst was at 40%. Now it's at 45 or 44 something. I have over 300 games on my main account right now, and I don't know if I'm gonna fix my MMR this season or I'm just gonna wait it out. But I think I'm gonna try because of the latest patch. More on that later. But throughout the time I've not been uploading, I've been playing a lot of different champions. I've been playing a lot of Lissandra. As you can see, I've played more games on Lissandra than Azir in the mid lane. 64. I actually have a pretty decent win rate on Lissandra. 46 games, I have 58%. It used to be like 70 something when I was 50 games in, but as you know, I just tilted the shit. Uh, I was tilted as shit. Literally. It went from 70 all the way down to 58 within like 14 games-ish. So, you know what happened. But yeah. So I was struggling big time, and I actually ended up going to top lane and played Aatrox because he was the edgiest champion, I think, personally. Like his quotes are amazing. His voice lines are like super funny and I love it. He was taunting everyone and I was tilted, so his taunts made me feel even better. So yeah. But my win rate on Aatrox is negative. I think it was 30 something percent. Oh, it was 42 out of 38 games. So yeah, and look at this. Top lane is a very hard lane, in my opinion, because of the micro trading and the wave management and shit. It took me about 10 games to finally learn how to actually manage the waves properly. And also, a top lane friend of mine actually helped me. He coached me for like 20 games until I was finally doing decent, even though I'm losing like 60% of the time. Um, yeah, and top lane is fun. I pretty enjoyed the trading and the laning of top lane, even though some of the matchups are extremely cancer. But after playing top lane, I feel like my trading skills are a lot better, even when I move back to mid lane. And that's what I learned. Yeah, from playing top lane. So now my views on the patch. This is the best patch ever that has happened to Azir. I'm not gonna lie. Legit best patch. Like, this feels even better than the buffs he had. Because back then, I really couldn't lane in mid lane, even though the lane was short. I couldn't lane properly unless I was using like 200% of my brain power. And sometimes I just couldn't, you know? Like, I just couldn't focus on the game. Like, I could focus, but I'm at like 90%, and that 10% is gonna cost me the game. Like, this is the cost of playing Azir. Like, you need 200% of your brain power just to play him properly. And by my standard of playing him properly, I'm just a random shit gold 4 player right now. And I'm gonna be honest with you, my skills on Azir has deteriorated after the break and playing lots of Lissandra and Aatrox. Like, these two are basically brain dead champions when compared to Azir. Not saying they're brain dead, but like comparatively on the skills you need to manage, like, it's on a whole different level. But still, the new patch helped Azir quite a lot. Back then, when Hail of Blades was still good, I had no problem laning into most Zeds. I actually enjoyed playing into Zed, because it's a fun lane. It really puts your skill to the test, but then when you don't ban him, 90% of the game it's either going to be a Yone or a Zed. So I really couldn't put 200% of my effort every single game. So that's when I switched to Lissandra. Like, when you're laning against assassins, one misstep is gonna cost your whole lane. Like, you straight up GG from you're GG'd from 5 minutes when you took one WEQ full combo electrocute from Zed. Like, it's straight up GG. If the Zed plays properly, there's no way you're ever gonna come back. Like, he just chunks you so damn hard, and Azir has like what 18 armor after you've taken the armor runes. Like, what the fuck, man? After the nerfs to his range, he isn't even that long range of a champion right now. So I just hate the way he feels. Super weak. Like, he's not super weak, but I just don't want to put that much effort into him anymore. Like, so damn tiring. So this patch came around, and even though everyone was tankier, but I think it benefits more on DPS champions more than assassin champions. So I think this is the time for Azir to shine, and I'm finally playing him back in the mid lane. And I'm not gonna lie, I've been playing on my Smurf account for quite some time. Um, check this out. This is my win rate. Like, this here, starting from this, is 12.10. Like, this is 12.9. Like, I'm not gonna say that 12.10 is like what made Azir so OP, but I feel a lot better on Azir. And it kind of worries me. I'm not gonna lie, because every time I feel that Azir is viable, Riot's gonna nerf him next patch. Like, right after the patch, he's gonna get bonked. The best nerf that they did to him was to his base health buff. I mean buff, yeah. Every other damage buff, range, adjustment, I mean, they just reverted like 2 patches after. I don't even know why they keep trying, but after this patch, I guarantee when pro play is back to normal again, Azir's gonna appear 99.99% of the games in mid lane. He's just that good. He's either picked or banned. He's just that broken right now. He's not broken, but like when everyone's tanking and the game's stalling out a bit longer, he just pops off. So the nerfs to his E is basically non-existent. I don't think it actually matters because most of the time you're not gonna be using your shield to tank anything. Like most people are just gonna be using his E to escape, so the shield doesn't really matter. And the duration of the shield versus the shielding amount that he gets that isn't really doesn't really make any sense to me. Like you can't even tank ignite for more than a second. That shield is basically useless. You can only use it for trading, like when you're dashing in and people are trading back. But I mean, I don't find his shield too useful, to be honest. So yeah, that's only my opinion. People might think different, but yeah, quote me on that then. Yeah. Uh, so that's my views on the patch. Oh, and after the patch, my item and runes have been changed drastically. Let's talk about runes right now. Let's see. Runes. Uh, so this used to be my Conqueror setup for most of the games, but now I tend to lean onto Lethal Temple and Gathering Storm, like this. Uh, Before it was like this rune is trash before 12.10. Games hardly go past 30 minutes, and before Azir even gets his core items, the game is pretty much decided already. So taking Gathering Storm or Eye of the Storm, or I don't know what this is in English, sorry, is pointless. So I just go in with Mana Flow, Conqueror, and try to be more aggressive in lane. But now I'm chilling. Uh Conqueror doesn't feel too nice right now. The extra AP doesn't really benefit you that much because everyone is tankier. I'd rather have two more attacks than giving me like what than giving me 4 TAP. Yeah, I'd rather have like 4 more attacks than 40 AP. So this is only my view on this. I don't know how others feel, but the second page I've been taking a lot is Comet. It's either Burn or Gathering Storm, but I feel like if you're playing Comet, you should take Burn. It just feels better to me. And I'm taking this page for poke, like against mages and stuff. I don't think Hail of Blade is viable now. Hail of Blade is more of like a burst rune now for the late game, not early game, for the late game. So I've not been taking Hail of Blades for I don't know for how long. For every single game I don't take Hail of Blades anymore. It used to be my favorite rune, but now it isn't. Sometimes I take Airy, but after this patch I don't think I'll be taking Airy anymore. Because you're gonna be using a lot more mana to poke, and the regen on the Doran's ring buff isn't quite enough for the constant poking or proccing of Airy, so I'm back to taking Comet. So that's basically it. The two rune setup is Lethal Tempo and Comet. Or First Strike if you're playing him top lane and you're facing against like Darius or some shit. But I don't find this page appealing at all. I don't know, maybe like this. And something like this. I don't know, maybe like this. Or if you're super greedy with money, then you can go like this or something. I don't know. I don't like this page a whole lot. because it doesn't have mana sustain. And maybe I just suck. I'm probably just suck. So yeah. So now that we're done on the runes, I'm gonna talk about the items. So now in this patch, Liandry's and Riftmaker is OP. Before this patch, 99.99% of the games I'm taking Ludens. Because Luden just straight up deals more damage because everyone has less magic resist. And you get the straight pen from Ludens, and they basically have zero magic resist. But now, everyone's tankier. They have more health, so the percent max health damage burn would benefit way more. And team fights tend to last longer as well, so the burn damage would benefit quite a lot when you're going in and going back out. Second item is Rift Maker. The healing actually sucks because you don't actually heal a lot from the Rift Maker, but the percent true damage or the extra true damage helps a lot. The only downside of going Rift Maker is that you don't have mana when you're laning, so you might need a tier or you need to farm extra well. Or you need to take Mana Flow Band and what's that called? Presence of Mind, just to have some mana. But if you farm decently well and you're taking your time to trade, I think it's pretty okay. Must-have items. Even though Riot says that they nerfed healing, I think healing in this game is still legit broken. So Morello Nomicon is still a must-have. And if you are going Liandry's, you must. This is a must. Build Morellos. Because the burn still applies the debuff. So this two hand in hand is like a legit must-have combo. So after the buffs, Voice Staff is also a must-have, and Hourglass seems to be more viable to me. If you watch my replays, 9 out of 10 games I do not build Hourglass because it doesn't give you a lot of AP. Like the 45 armor doesn't really benefit a whole lot. The active is too long, like 2 minutes, I don't know. So I find this item really bad. Like, Azir has his range, so by the time you actually need it to Hourglass, your team is probably dead. So if you come out of the Hourglass, you're probably dead too. So I don't really understand why people build Hourglass unless you're going for the shuffle plays. But doing the shuffle plays requires your team to be fed. And you know, solo queue games, 90% of the time your team isn't fed. You're the one who's fed. So if you're fed, you don't go defensive items as much on Azir because you shouldn't be going in when you're the fed one. You should be dealing damage. You should be staying behind, so there's no need for Hourglass. Well, that's just my opinion because I stay very behind when I'm like I position very far back when I'm really fed. So I don't really see the point of getting Hourglass. But then if you find yourself to be needing Hourglass even when you're fed, then there's a problem with your positioning. So Shadow Flame is pretty good right now because of the magic resist penetration, same as Sork Boots. The reason why I don't go Ludens and Shadow Flame anymore is because you no longer have full penetration with the 3 items like Boots, Ludens, and Shadow Flame. You no longer have the full penetration even on ADCs. So they would still have like around 3 or 4 magic resist. Whereas on the previous patch, they have none. Like they go to 0 magic resist and you basically deal true damage. So, yeah, that's my view. And Shadow Flame procs on more of Malmortius. So, and everyone's building that right now. So this is basically beneficial as well. Um, Death cap is situational right now, I would say, because most of the time you're gonna be autoing a lot more, and I think the armor pen, the magic resist pen is actually better to have than going straight up bonkers with AP, but that's just my opinion. But before this patch, I often go Ludens, sometimes straight into Rabadons, or Ludens, Shadow Flame, Rabadons. But then now it might be like Leandries, Morello, or Rylai's into, let's say, Void or Shadow Flame. And then maybe fourth or fifth item will be Death Cap. I see people mentioning about this, but I don't find it very good. You're gonna be having like 3050 HP after building this and the Shadow Flame. So I think it's excessive, but I mean, do what you want. I'm not a big fan of this item. Um, yeah, I think this is it. Oh, yeah, by the way, I used to build Nashers, but after taking Lethal Temple, I don't think it's necessary. So sometimes I actually build Nashers for the last item just to get some more attack speed and damage when later in the team fight. Uh, of course, this is paired with Rylai's, so they couldn't move and I keep autoing. That's like kind of a combo, I guess. But yeah. And I've been building a lot of Rylai's when I'm playing top lane. Sometimes even go as far as I'm going Lost Chapter into Rylai's just to be the most disgusting player on earth. But when it comes to top lane, it's either you're gonna be the one who's disgusting or they're gonna be the one who's disgusting. So you either get shit on or you shit on people. So yeah, blame me. Um, well, I guess this covers the patch, and I'm gonna queue up for some games. Uh, so thank you for watching, and do leave a like, comment, or subscribe, whatever. I'm still burnt out, but I'm feeling better. Okay, yeah, see you guys on the next one. Chill.